Hey, what's going on, man? Coach Tyler here with Black Diamond Softball and Fitness, and I got a brand new episode of the Foul Pole to Foul Pole Daily Show. Before we get into that, though, I did want to remind you about our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@foulpole to foulpole. And we also have our blog post, and that's foulpole2foulpole.wixsite.com. Both of them are awesome. We got a lot of good content on the YouTube side. We're breaking down different videos. We're looking at different drills. We are revisiting some of the best moments from years past in softball, and we just got a lot of different stuff on there. So I'm sure there's something for you. So go check that out. On the blog post, man, we talk about everything. We're talking about the mental game. We're talking about drills. We're breaking down old stats. We're breaking down records, and really talking about pioneers of the game. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on over there. So check them out. Foul Pole to Foul Pole. Look it up on YouTube. And you can also just click the links below. I'll make sure I have them in the description for you so it'll make it easier on you. But today, we're going to be talking about our profile sheets. And we're talking about individual profile sheets, and we're also going to be talking about our team profile sheets. A lot of important information goes on these, and coaches really do pay attention to them. I've talked to several coaches that have profile sheets from years ago, just keeping them in a file for whatever the reason is. There's different reasons, but they keep these profile sheets on file so they can pull them when they need them. So there's some good information that you need to have on here so they can determine if you're a good fit for them. You may think you're a good fit, but maybe they don't. Or you could be just at a random camp somewhere, like at a showcase or something, and you've got your profile sheet. They find you, and now all of a sudden they identify you as maybe a potential prospect. And here's how that relationship starts. So some information that you definitely need to have on there is the team that you're affiliated with. And it just gives that coach an idea of the level of play, maybe, of the level of influence, maybe, of the level of recruiting and this kind of stuff. They just need to know where you're from. So if you're in a big-time organization, put that on there. If you're in a small-time organization, put that on there. If you're a standalone team, put that on there. Just looks professional, and it gives them some sort of idea of who you are and where you come from. A couple of other really key important things that you need to make sure you have on your profile sheet is your name and your number. They need to know who they're looking at and how they can find you. So you may be a third baseman, but today, due to injury, you're playing first base. So they need to be able to find, where is number 8? I need to find number 8 on the ball field. Where's she at? Okay. The other probably more critical information is going to be your contact information. They've got to be able to find you and contact you. So you need your email, and you definitely need your phone number on there. That way they can reach out to you personally, your stuff. They need to hit you. They also need to have your mom and dad's information, or your guardian, whoever is pretty much in charge of you. They need to be able to get a hold of you. Your coach's information. They need to email them and be able to give them a phone call, right? So have that information on there, and not just your travel ball information. Have your high school coach information on there as well. I know high school isn't that big anymore in the recruiting realm, especially for softball. There's not too many college coaches that are going out to high school games because there's not a whole lot of bang for their buck. It's easier for them to go to a tournament on the weekend and see multiple kids versus just seeing 2 teams. But still, put that information on there, because at some point they may want to contact them and find out what kind of student you are. Try to find out what kind of student athletes you are at high school. So have that on there. Some of your personal information as well. They need to know your date of birth. If you want to put your height and weight on there, hey, kudos, go ahead and do it. You need to have your grad year. That's really important, because if coaches aren't recruiting your class, they may keep your profile sheet on file. Or if they are recruiting class, say you're 25 and we're up against it, they need to see, okay, yep, this is what I need to pay attention to. And if you're like a 27 and they are recruiting 25s right now, at least you're identified and say, hey, we can't talk to her yet, but this is someone I want to pay attention to. So make sure your recruit class is on there. Some other information is your GPA and some academic stuff. If you're a part of some beta clubs or some honor societies, or if you're volunteering somewhere or you're doing something, put that information on there. It sort of gives them a look into your personality. Granted, they haven't spoke to you, they haven't talked to you probably, but at least they kind of get a read on what type of person you are. And that's big. Have your measurables on there if you want. Pitchers, this is sort of a caveat, if you will. Not too many pitchers or coaches are going to tell you to put your fastball speed on there and your changeup speed and this and that. Because what that really does is it shows them how fast you're not throwing, or it shows them how not so great your changeup is. Okay, so it just kind of puts it on blast. It's like you're riding down the street and there's a billboard and it just puts some information. You're like, I don't really want that information out there. That's some stuff that you can kind of keep tucked away, and they may not know how fast you throw. Then you go to a camp or wherever, and then they see like, holy crap, okay, I had no idea that girl was throwing like that. Or, look at the speed difference between her fast and her change, something like that. So keep that information off there. For me, that's just sort of my thing. But other information can go in there. If you're a speedster, say you're like a lefty slapper and you got like a 1.7, you know what I mean? Or you got whatever your numbers are. Man, if you got a 1.7, you're on the Olympic team already. But no, I'm just like, if you're a speedster, put your speed on there. If you're a power hitter and you want to throw your exit velocity on there, put that on there. At the end of the day, the numbers need to be certified and verified. So somehow, some way, add that information in there too. So if you went to like a CSE event, like you went to a Triple Crown event and they were doing the metrics testing, or you were at a showcase and there's someone that can certify these numbers, put that on there, because you'll have people that are creating profile sheets that will put some numbers on there and they think, oh, wow, this looks really good. But they're not certified. They're not, how can we honor those numbers type thing. Catchers, I like to see overhand velocity and your pop time. Those two numbers kind of go together. Again, if you're a power hitter, you put that exit velo on there, and there's some measurables that you want to. If you have any accolades, like you've been named to, say, an all-tournament team, or you've, done whatever, you've won a state championship in high school, you've won a national championship in travel, just something like that, put that on there, because it kind of gives them this sense of your level of competition. And that's really what they're looking for. Like, where do you fit in amongst your peers, or where do you fit in amongst the teams that we coach? So like, we're a D3 school, sort of middle of the pack. We compete for a conference championship every other year, something like that. Do you fit our mold? Or, is that coach or is that school kind of fishing in the wrong pond? You know what I mean? Like, if you have these numbers that suggest you should be at this level, but the school is at a different level, we need to make sure we're jiving in the right there. So have as much information so there can be as much clarity as you can. Now, there's some information that you, social media wise, that you need to put on there. For me, I like to put our team information on there. So if we have our game changer, put our game changer on there, so that coaches can just kind of pop in. And if you happen to be live, they don't have to be at the field to see you play. And they can grab video, straight game footage video from that. Stats in Game Changer don't make a hill of beans, because it's a mama or a daddy that's running the Game Changer. They're not going to go look at stats and see, hey, she's batting 350, or, she's got 12 errors or something like that. They don't care about stats, but it's a way for them to stay in contact with you and see what you're doing if they can't make it to the field. So a lot of good information on your individual player profile sheet. And one of the biggest things for me, especially when it comes to spring and summer ball, is to have your schedule. It's an easy way for them to take a quick snapshot and go, okay, hey, am I going to be at any of these tournaments? Or I didn't know this tournament was going on. I need to try to make it to this event or whatever. So put your schedules on there too, and sort of highlight that schedule, because again, it shows your level of competition and where you're at, so they can sort of get a read on you. If you have social media accounts, personal individual social media accounts that are not sort of designed or dedicated to softball, create some, whether it's Twitter, Insta, whatever you're going to do, so that it's an easy way for them, once you get into communication with them and stuff like that, they can jump on there and just see the work you're putting in. They can look at your workouts. They can see that you're volunteering at the soup kitchen. They can see some game footage of you, and they can just get a read on your personality. That's essentially what it is. If you're involved with a recruiting service, whether it's NSR or NCSA or maybe CSA, some of these recruiting services, and you have an ID number, put that on there so that it's a way for them to be able to get to that information. Again, this is someone speaking on your behalf. So it's not just you bragging on yourself or telling them about yourself, this and that. It's someone else giving them some information. So again, it's just one sheet. It's a brochure. It's almost like that elevator interview. Like how much information can I give them that they're going to remember? That's what these are for. Now, for the coaches, doing a sort of a team profile sheet, a quick down and dirty for those. Make sure the team information is on there. Make sure they can get to the coach's contact information. Make sure that's on there. And then there's a couple of different things that you can do as far as your players. The layout is up to you. Whatever makes it easier for you, whatever is the most pleasing to the eye for you, that's what you need to go with. I like to have an up close picture of the girls so they can identify that player out there. They know what they look like. Everybody wants to know what somebody looks like, so put that on there. Make sure the player's number is on there. Make sure their class is on there. Make sure what positions that they play is on there as well. And that way, if they grab a sheet and they can look and they can see a play that's happened, maybe some kid makes a diving play or whatever, and they go, oh, that's number 32. And then they look at their sheet and go, okay, number 32 is a X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. So now at this point, they have a way to get in touch with the coach, or now you have your player profile sheets beside your team sheets. They can say, let me go grab number 32s. So in your little bin that's hooked to the fence by the backstop, they can go grab number 32's player profile sheet. And then now I'm looking at this. Okay. I see number 32 make an awesome play. I look at her information on the team sheet. Okay. She's a 2025. I need to go check her out and look. Here's her measurables. Here's this. My eyes are on. I'm watching this. So now I have the team sheet. Now I have the profile sheet. And now I have a way to get a hold of this kid. If they can talk to you, maybe they talk to you at the game. Maybe they're during an evaluation period where they have to walk around the corner of a building and call you or whatever's going on. But now they have information. So it's good to have both. If you don't have both, for me, the player profile sheet will trump the team's profile sheet when it comes to showcase and stuff like that. Because if they see something happening on the field, they can find, okay, that was number 16. Let me go to their box and grab number 16. Okay. Because the team information is going to be on the individual player profile. But take it from me, have both of them. So that way that coach now has your information too. You're not going to have an individual coach profile sheet, but now they have your information too. Sort of builds a relationship. And now they have your contact information. And make sure you get a card from them, especially at camps and showcases. Make sure you have a way to get a hold of them. Again, player profile sheets, man, they are different across the board. There's not a one size fits all. There is some information that matters more to some coaches, and to other coaches, it's like, I don't care about that information. So it's just a way for them to have something tangible to look at and give them something to remember you by. A pitcher goes out there and they see them mowing down, 3 or 4 batters in a row. They grab some information like, okay, this could be somebody I put on my radar. Now I have a way to contact them, or they have a way to, when you email them, they can pull up and go, oh yeah, I remember I have her sheet already. So now this player is contacting us. She's showing interest in us in the school. I've already sort of identified her. I got her player profile sheet, and they may start to build some sort of file on you, whether they're keeping up with your emails and stuff. I just got done shooting the podcast with RT Cantillo, who is an assistant coach at Rhodes College, played ball professionally at Chicago, also played at Ole Miss. And she was talking specifically about emails. And there are times where they can't email right back, or they just get busy, whatever, and they don't email right away. And there's sometimes too that they will wait. You'll email them, and coaches sometimes will just wait and see how long it is before you email again, to see how persistent you are, to see if it's just a copy and paste. They're going to send out these kids are sending out as many emails as they can and just waiting for a coach to get back to them. So there's different things, man. So continue to shoot these emails out. And the reason why I bring up the emails is when you send them an email, put that player profile sheet as an attachment. So maybe you didn't see him at a camp, maybe you didn't see him at a showcase, but now they have this player profile sheet as if they were there. And it's really quick and easy. They can print it off, boom, put it in your file, or they can at least save it digitally and have that. So again, I've talked about this in the past too. As many times as you can put your name in front of them, it's big. So when we type our emails up, we got our email address has our name in it. We got the subject line that has our name in it. If we're putting video links, we should, by the way, if you're not putting links to video in your emails, you need to make sure they have your name in those hyperlinks that they click on. It'd be like Susie Smith workout January 8th. And so it has that name on there. There's like 5 or 6 different times you can put that on there. So you save this profile sheet as Susie Smith profile. So that name has popped up 6 or 7 times. So now they're starting to put that name with that face and this email. So they start to remember you. And at the end of the day, there's a better chance they're going to have contact with you or correspondence with you or have a commitment or a signing from you if they know your name. But if they can't remember your name, chances are they're not going to. So again, it all kind of works together in this recruiting process. There's not one thing that matters more than anything else because the coaches are different. They all have different personalities. So getting to camps are good, but getting to the right camps is better. Emailing coaches is good, but having the right meat and potatoes in that email is even better. So there's different things here too. So Coach A may want to see something that Coach B doesn't care about and vice versa. So make sure you're covering all your bases. You got a good social media. You got good email writing skills. You're going to the right camps. You're fishing in the right ponds, as Coach Mandy Baldiff would say. There's just a lot that kind of goes with it. And this player profile sheet is just one part of that whole process. All right. We're going to be breaking down the way that I make profile sheets. I'm actually going to go through sort of a tutorial, if you will. That's going to be over on the YouTube channel. That'll be heading out towards the end of this week. That way you guys can get that. I will send this out to as many people that want to see it. I actually have a template that you can use and put the information in. I'll put that link in the description of that video. That's going to be over on YouTube. A little bit easier for you guys to follow if you're watching a video versus just listening to me talk. So be on the lookout for that. Again, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, please do so you don't miss anything. It's Foul Pole to Foul Pole on YouTube. So if you have a YouTube account, just open that up. You can search at Foul Pole to Foul Pole. It'll pop up. Boom, hit that subscribe button. Turn the notifications on so you don't miss any of the videos. And there you're all set, ready to go. If you like to read, again, foulpole2foulpole.wixsite.com. You can check out our blog posts. We're talking about something every day. Matter of fact, we broke down profile sheets and how important they are in today's episode or today's version of our blog. So a lot of good stuff going on. Appreciate everything you guys are doing for me, sharing this information and checking it out and listening and that kind of stuff. Forever indebted to the followers and the fans of Foul Pole and Black Diamond. If you share this information, please share it with a friend. And when you do, you tell them you love them.